What's up guys, Readiness Reviews here with you again, and today I could be breaking the news on a recent surplus ammunition import that could become a big player on the surplus market in the immediate future. We are talking about the most recent horde of surplus ammunition that has popped up on Century Arms' website. Before we dig into the meat of the video, I want to remind you guys to give this video a thumbs up if you like seeing this kind of content here on YouTube, and to subscribe to the channel to catch all of my future videos. So I was perusing the Century Arms website literally this morning, and I happened to stumble upon their newest listings for surplus ammunition, and it seems to me that they may be dealing with a large quantity of newly acquired military surplus ammo, and I for one will be on the lookout for this stuff when it starts hitting the streets. It seems to be mostly 8mm 30-06 and 7.62x39. For 30-06 and 8mm especially, the market needs as much influx of that kind of ammo as it can get because the prices are pretty outrageous at the moment. Hopefully, as this flows into the open market, it drives prices down a little bit. First batch they have listed here is early Turkish Republic surplus 8mm Mauser, coming in 75 round boxes and 900 rounds to a case. This particular batch is late 1920s production, brass case, lead core, and is most certainly corrosive. It notates there that the cases are not original. Ammunition has been repacked into a purpose-built cardboard outer box, but what really stood out to me on this listing is them alluding to having a pretty significant quantity of this stuff. It states that discounted quantity price is for one pallet, 23,400 rounds, which is 26 cases of 900 rounds. So if they're advertising that you can buy it by the pallet, I'm assuming that they have quite a few pallets in stock. That is just the tip of the iceberg though. They also have in a fresh batch of that Greek World War II era ammunition that I reviewed last year. I'll link that video right here above if you want to see a full review video of that particular ammunition. That is the Greek surplus 8mm Mauser, 198 grain, full metal jacket boat tail, 20 rounds to a box, 960 rounds to a case. That is late 30s, early 40s production, brass case, lead core, with a PCH head stamp, and of course is corrosive. Just like in our prior listing, this ammunition can also be purchased by the pallet. They have a different variety of Greek surplus 8mm that I have not reviewed in the past. This particular one is also 198 grain, full metal jacket boat tail, but it comes 15 rounds to a box, 945 rounds to a case. Same PCH head stamp and same manufacturer range, 1930s to 1940s. It seems the only major difference is that the round count is down from 20 rounds to a box to 15 rounds to a box with this particular ammo SKU. They're advertising later production, Turkish surplus 8mm. These rounds have 155 grain full metal jacket projectiles. They come pre-packed on 5-round stripper clips and 900 rounds to a case. A 55 grain projectile is a very light projectile for 8mm Mauser, so I would expect this ammunition to have screaming fast velocities. This batch is mid-30s to late 40s production, brass cased, lead core, corrosive once more, and once again this can be purchased by the pallet. 28,350 rounds per pallet. This is an example of what I expect that ammo to be like. 5-round stripper clips of Turkish 8mm. Now Turkish 8mm is well known for reliability issues. They have brittle cases. They're very hotly loaded. Forgotten Weapons very famously did a review video of this ammo in which it actually cracked his Mauser that he was testing it with. And you tend to experience a lot of dead cartridges with Turkish 8mm, but each individual batch of surplus ammo is different because they have been stored under different conditions. Although Turkish 8mm is usually considered pretty sketchy, it doesn't necessarily mean that it all is. Each batch is an individual, but I would keep that in mind when considering Turkish 8mm. In my opinion, the most market-changing thing that they have imported here is their 30-06 ammunition. 30-06 availability has been really bad over the past year, and it's getting to the point where you're paying almost $2 a round, making it nearly impossible to go out and plink with your M1 Garands or other US surplus rifles. They have this Turkish surplus 30-06 coming pre-packed on 8-round M-block clips, 48 rounds per bandolier, 720 rounds to a case. This ammunition is late 60s to late 70s production, brass case, lead core, full metal jacket boat tail, and is listed as non-corrosive. That's the huge kicker. If this ammo is truly non-corrosive, it will be a great asset to have for any Garand shooter out there, coming pre-packed on M-block clips, and the bonus of being non-corrosive means you wouldn't have to stress out about breaking your rifle down and doing a deep cleaning after every shooting. Now, with any surplus ammo, you always run the risk of it being mislabeled, so I wouldn't take it on face value that this ammo is non-corrosive, but Century is at least saying that it is. This is actually a listing that Century has offered before, and I have an example of it right here. So if everything is the same as it was the last time it was for sale, it will come in these bandoliers. You have your individual 8-round M-block clips that are loaded with a pretty clean looking brass case ammunition with a copper jacket, or at the very least copper washed. The last time this ammo was available on Century Arms website, I bought an entire 720 round case of it with the plan of doing an ammunition review. But as soon as I bought that case, the ammo sold out, and I really didn't see any reason to review the ammunition. But now that it's available again, I will be doing a full review of this Turkish 30-06 ammunition from the late 60s to late 70s that is supposedly non-corrosive. So stay tuned to the channel to catch that video when it comes out. They also have a selection of Turkish surplus 30-06 that comes on 4-round 1919 links, 400 rounds to a case. It's the same late 60s to late 70s production, brass cased, non-corrosive, and can be purchased by the pallet, once again leading me to the conclusion that they have a lot of this ammo in stock. Back to 8mm, they are also offering Yugo surplus 8mm Mauser coming on 5-round stripper clips in 15-round boxes, 945 rounds to a case. This ammo is late 40s production, brass case, lead core. It is corrosive with a BT3 head stamp and can once again be purchased by the pallet. I would definitely trust that Yugo ammo a little more than I would the Turkish ammo, but depending on what kind of price point these have, either might be a good buy. To add to the 30-06 that we talked about earlier, they also have this SKU of Turkish surplus 30-06. It comes 20 rounds to a box, 1,000 rounds to a case, is late 60s to late 70s production, brass case, lead core, and non-corrosive, and can be purchased by the pallet just like everything else we've talked about. So I think it's safe to say they probably have a lot of 30-06 on their hands, and I'm very happy to hear that. And the last newly listed ammunition they have is something that's not particularly uncommon at the moment, but more is always better, and that is this Romanian 7.62x39, 123 grain, steel case, 700 round tins. In the past, this ammunition has been very abundant and very inexpensive, but more ammo hitting the market is always a good thing in my opinion, and I'm glad to see some more Romanian 7.62 out there. So with as exciting as this news is of newly imported surplus ammo hitting the market, especially the 30-06, which we are in dire need of, it does come with one big caveat and a disappointment on my part especially. This ammunition on Century's website is being listed as only available to FFL dealers. In the past, if you had an FFL 03 CNR license on file with Century Arms, you could purchase their surplus ammunition. And that was always a useful little hack that I would capitalize on in acquiring ammunition for the channel. Century Arms generally sold that ammo at a reduced price from what you would find it for basically anywhere else. Well, this go around, they're only selling it to licensed FFL 01s, as far as what the website says at the moment. Now, they may realize they made a mistake and open this up to all CNR holders, but for now, it will be licensed dealers only. What that means, though, is that you're probably going to see this ammo popping up on a lot of your surplus websites. In many cases, Century Arms kind of front runs what we end up seeing on the surplus market. The last time this 30-06 was on Century Arms website, soon thereafter, it showed up on Centerfire Systems, and even Palmetto State Armory. I expect the same kind of thing to happen with this. This ammo will be on Century's website for a while. All your dealers will buy it up, and it'll trickle down to the consumer market, hopefully bringing prices down at least a little for a little while until it is all gone, which surplus ammo these days seems to sell out pretty darn fast. The websites I would keep my eyes out for this are your usual suspects, Centerfire Systems especially, Palmetto State Armory. I'd keep an eye out on J&G Sales, although their shipping costs on ammo is so high at this point, I basically never make orders from them anymore. I suppose SG Ammo could get their hands on some of it. I like buying from those guys. And of course, AIM Surplus is always one that I recommend. If you are an FFL 01 and you can see the prices on this stuff on Century's website, shoot me an email and let me know what it's going for. I would really like to know. It sucks that it's only available to 01s, but I am hopeful that maybe they will open it up to 03s, because from what I've observed, this ammo has just been listed on the website. That was the video for the week, guys. Sorry if I sound a little weird. I'm under the weather at the moment, but I will be recovered and right back at you with another video. in the near future. If you found this video helpful at all, please be sure to hit that thumbs up. That helps it out with the algorithm and getting the video distributed out to other viewers. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of my future military surplus firearms content and surplus ammo content. And be sure to let me know what you thought about the video down in the comments. Will you be trying to snag any of this 8mm or 30-06 ammo when it does become widely available? Thanks so much for watching, guys. I will catch you in the next video. See you then. Peace.